Hey everyone, and welcome. So today we're going to talk about something we all think we know, but that's become surprisingly rare in our world: integrity. And it's way more than just being honest. It's this foundational strength that, honestly, it feels like a lot of us are losing sight of.
This question, wow, it just gets right to the point, doesn't it? You've probably seen a story like this recently. Someone finds a lost wallet, it's packed with cash, and they return every single dollar. And the reaction online? It's not just, oh, that's nice. It's total, utter shock. I mean, think about that. We've gotten so used to the alternative that we now expect the worst, and we're just stunned by simple honesty.
I mean, just scroll through your news feed, right? It feels like every single day there's another story about a public figure, a politician, a celebrity, some leader who's had a major fall from grace. And usually, they were all chasing something sweet, whether that's money or power or fame, and they compromise who they were to get it. This lack of integrity has become so normal, we're almost not surprised by it anymore.
Okay, so to really get a grip on this, let's dive into a really powerful metaphor from the ancient story of Samson. It all centers on this one simple but really deep idea: don't touch the honey. Let's unpack what that actually means.
So Samson was this guy with just incredible, God-given strength. But, and this is the key part, that strength was tied to three very specific vows, kind of like rules for his life. He wasn't supposed to cut his hair, he wasn't supposed to touch anything dead, and he couldn't have anything from a grapevine. Simple enough, right? These were the boundaries that protected his incredible power. So early on in his story, Samson's strength is put to the test. A young lion comes and attacks him. And in this huge public display of force, the Spirit of the Lord comes over him and he just rips the lion apart with his bare hands. I mean, it's a massive, undeniable victory for everyone to see.
Okay, but this is the crucial part. Later on, Samson goes back to the lion's carcass and sees that a swarm of bees has made a hive inside of it. And what does he do? He secretly reaches in, scoops out the honey with his hands, and eats it. In that one private moment, he breaks a huge vow by touching a dead body. He won the big public battle, but he lost the small private one.
And this brings us right to the core of this whole thing. See, Samson had the physical power to defeat a lion, but he didn't have the inner strength, the integrity, to walk away from a small, sweet temptation. Real strength isn't just about what you can overpower, it's about what you have the character to say no to. This all leads us to what integrity really means. It's a word we throw around all the time, but its original meaning is where the real power is. So get this. The word integrity comes from the Latin root integer. It means whole or undivided. It's actually the same root we get the word integer from in math, a whole number. So a person of integrity is a whole person. Their life isn't split up into different boxes. They are one complete person.
And this contrast between integrity and its opposite, duplicity, is so telling. Duplicity literally means doubleness. So where integrity means there's just one version of you, the same you in public as you are in private, duplicity means you're constantly trying to manage two different people. And you can just imagine the stress and anxiety that causes, right? Wholeness, on the other hand, that integrity, that's where true security comes from.
And this doubleness is where things get really dangerous. It leads to what we call the slow fade. It's exactly how Samson's story ends so tragically. His downfall wasn't one big event. It was a whole series of small compromises.
See, Samson didn't just fall off a cliff. He slid down a slow, slippery slope. It started small, with the honey, touching something dead. Then you see him just hanging out in vineyards, a place he was forbidden to be. Then he crosses a major moral line with a prostitute. And each little compromise made the next one that much easier, until finally he gives away the ultimate secret of his strength to Delilah. And this all leads to one of the most chilling lines in the entire story. After Delilah has his hair cut, Samson wakes up and he thinks, no big deal, I'll just shake myself free like I always do. He's totally convinced his strength is still there. But the text says something that is just haunting. He didn't realize the Lord had left him. He had compromised so many times, he was completely disconnected from his source of power, and he didn't even notice.
So what in the world does a 3,000-year-old story about a strong man have to do with us today? Well, everything. Think about it this way, with this simple, really powerful analogy.
All right, so picture this. There's this expert home builder. For 40 years, he has built beautiful, high-quality houses. He's just about to retire, and his boss asks him to build just one last home as a final project. The builder's tired, his heart's not really in it, but he agrees. But
This time, he cuts corners. He uses cheaper materials, he hires less skilled workers, he rushes through the whole thing. He knows it's not his best work, but from the outside, it looks okay. And he figures, it's the last one, it doesn't really matter.
When the house is all done, the owner comes to him, but not with a paycheck. He comes with a set of keys, and he says, "Thank you for 40 years of incredible service. As a gift, we want you to have this house you just built." Can you imagine the horror? The shoddy, compromised house he built for someone else was actually for himself.
And this is really the whole point. Every single day, with every decision you make, you are building the house that you will ultimately live in. Every choice, whether to cut a corner, to tell a small lie, or to walk away from the honey, is a building material. Your life is your final project. So the question is, what are you building it with?